explain what good scientists do. So we're going to be making
What do you
observations.
notice about it? Can you explain
trying to
some
be
careful,
specific.
you said short.
Okay.
So
What
as
else?
you look at this, we're going to be just using
Shiny.
eyes for this one. As you look at it, I want you to give me as careful of a description of it as you can. Let me see it closer. Yeah? Hard.
Waxy.
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 Yeah.
Notable. Notable. Is that
Magnetic.
what?
So some of what you're starting to name properties of it. Okay, what describes it, how it reacts, you're starting to name the properties of it. So when you're saying that it's magnetic, that would be a property of it, thinking that it would be able to,
No, let's check it.
be-
Well, but if it's
and when you said it's meltable, that's a property. So let's light it, and we'll see if you want to add anything more.
The red flower. Yellow.
Wait,
Orange. It's black on top of the string.
Go ahead and raise your hand if you want to, oh, just burnt up. Raise your hand if you want to add to that. Heatable. What does that mean, heatable? Now, an observation.
Whoa, that's a lot we came up with.
You came up with a lot of observation. An observation is something you see, but it's not an inference. What is an inference? Who can tell me what an inference is? Think about reading. Think about what we've been talking about with reading. Turn to somebody around you first. Explain what is an inference. Okay, who can tell me what's an inference? Yep. When you have a clue, very good. Inferences outside of reading is when you're using your clues
Make a guess.
to make a guess. So an inference is you look at this, you make an observation, and then you make a guess about it. Something you think. But an observation, you aren't making guesses, you're just describing what you have seen. Do you think we have any inferences up here? Anything that we don't know for sure, but we've kind of guessed based on what we already know? Do you see any inferences, Jonathan?
Magnetic.
Okay. Why don't we know that for sure?
Because not all metals are magnetic.
We have not tested that.
Iron and I forgot.
So we saw a metal. We know from our experience that metal is often magnetic, so we inferred that, but it's not an observation, it's an inference. Anything else up here that could be an inference? Yep.
Soft.
Yeah, you didn't have a chance to touch it, did it? You don't know if it's soft. Inference. Do we know it's a candle?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Ew.
Ew.
Did we eat the candle?
Excuse me,
What do you think just happened? What just happened? I just ate a candle.
No.
Raise your hand if you
It's
think
an apple. It's so.
Raise your hand if you think I just ate
It's an
a candle.
apple.
Huh? Who thinks I just ate a candle? Who thinks I ate an apple?
I think you lied.
Okay.
That's
Who thinks?
You ate a banana.
So who thinks that some of the things I put up here might not be right anymore?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me an example of one you might want to change before I tell you what just really happened. Is it a candle?
No. Sort of.
Okay,
Hot,
maybe
not
not.
hot. Not hot.
So you all told me this was an observation, not an inference. Do you agree with that now?
No.
This was an inference. You saw all these things, you used all these clues. Look, it's in a little candle holder, it's white, it must be a candle. You guessed based on what you know about candles. You've seen a lot of candles. You saw me light it. You saw the wick, and your brain said candle. You so much so that you didn't even think it was an inference. You just figured you're just stating what you see. When you said it's short, Was it short?
Yeah.
Yes, that is something you can see. You don't have to touch it. You don't have to smell it. That was an observation. Okay, here's some other ones. Meltable. Do we know if that, is that a? No. That's, again, an inference. What about this color, butter color?
Yeah.
It is a raw potato, and on the top here, Miss Tao made this. This is actually a little sliver of almond.